Right, moving on. Simon Collins from the Standard. Follow that. This has got a 12 noon tomorrow deadline.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Arsenal fans will remember in the past when City were in the position that Newcastle were, and they were the resurgent force that they came and took sort of several of Arsenal's players, Adebayor, Toure, Clichy, Nasri. Do you have any fear of that situation repeating itself, of players seeing the money on offer, or do you think you've got a group that value what you have at Arsenal and the project you're building here?
No, I think players should stay at football clubs when they have when they feel that they belong somewhere, when they feel important to it, when they feel value in every single aspect. And when that's the case, normally players want to stay. When players start to decide something else because they need something different in their futures, and that happens with any club that has the financial power to convince anybody, or has other capacities. Sometimes it's not a financial power, sometimes it's an sporting reason, sometimes it's a family reason, something is a problem of adaptation. There are many different cases.
One of the players who's been linked with Newcastle is Nicola Pepe, who's struggled a bit this season for minutes. What would your message be to anyone interested in Nico, and what's his situation at Arsenal right now?
That we are interested in Nico performing at the level that he can do, and he had some really good moments since I've been here. Some moments where he hasn't participated that much, like everybody else. It's part of football, and it's part of the role that you should have at any football team.
There's no thoughts of entertaining any offers for him?
No, and it's not the moment to talk about that either.
Thanks, Mikel.
Thank you.
Move on for a newspaper section, 10:30 Friday night. Gary?
Hi, Mikel. Can I also ask about Pepe? Obviously, he said at the end of last season he was showing more consistency, and he wanted to be the best he was, but he's only started 5 games and none of the last 4. Does he need to show you more in training, perhaps, than Emil and Bukayo?
No, Nico has a very specific qualities that than when he can put them in place, they are magnificent. And we have talked about consistency. It's not only about that. Sometimes the coach that makes a decision based on other qualities that are necessary on the day or in the game plan or whatever it is. And Nico needs to try to do what he's doing and even raise the level, because that's what we want, because then the team will be better.
When you say the coach has to decide, does that mean he doesn't fit in your system?
No, it's that there are only 11 players on that pitch, and when you have 24, there are another 13 that they don't play. So then, who makes the decision is the coach. Is that he's not training well? No, but at the end you have to decide between 2 or 3 or 4 players, and that's it.
Have the club had value for money with him?
Well, we will see that in the next few seasons, if he's capable to achieve what we expect from him. But that's a difficult answer, not only with him, with any player.
When you say next few seasons, does that mean because he's only got, I think, 2 or 3 years left on his contract? Are you then thinking you're going to allow it to run through like lacquer?
That's still a lot, and you've seen players changing completely, and even during the season having completely different performances that can reach that. The value for money question is very particular. If this is just for individual performance, or you put their collective performance too, because to pay money for a player and then if you are not in Champions League is a value for money, it's difficult to answer, Gary.
Thank you, Mikel. Thank you.
Finally, John.
Hi, Mikel. Nice to see you. I was just, can I kick off by asking you, Eddie Howe, we're told, could be on the touchline on Saturday. Bearing in mind the issues that Arsenal had with COVID at the start of the season, are you a bit surprised that he could be back just 8 days after testing positive?
Again, that's where we have the regulators, so I'm sure they will be aware of all the protocols that they will follow. I don't know every single detail, but I'm sure if he's on the translate, it's because he's gone through everything necessary, and he will be entitled to be there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have an issue with that if you reported having symptoms a couple of days earlier than actually testing positive.
Well, again, I have to know every detail, but that's why we have our regulators to go through everything and make sure that if he's there, he's safe for everybody, to be fair. And I don't see anything happening if that's not the case.
Sure, okay. Can I just ask you about Oba? Oba's been great for you overall this season, but was there a bit of a frustration? I think there probably was amongst Arsenal fans that basically didn't really take the game by the scruff of the neck on. Didn't make an impact on Saturday. Are you still, are you still looking for a bit more from him? Does find in terms of consistency? He's been so.
We needed more from the team at the weekend when the game changed, and we had a period of 15-20 minutes in the second half when we struggled, and the game just got away from our hands. And it's not something about individual; it was about the collective.
No, sure. The formation that you're using right now, you've been using it 4-1-4-1, and different issues with that. Is that getting the best out because it's allowing Laka and Oba time together on the pitch? Is that getting the best out of them? Is that the sort of kind of the best way forward?
We can play the same formation with different players, and then obviously the shape and the teams look different because the qualities and how they coexist and complement each other are different, and we can vary one or two things or one or two players and do it in different ways, and that's a positive thing about it.
Yeah, those two spark off each other, don't they?
Well, I think they have a special chemistry between them. You can see that it's not only on the pitch but outside the pitch as well, and they provide the goal threat that the team needs as well. But we have other ways as well to attack, other ways to be dangerous, and we're always looking for ways to combine that.
Is that sort of partnership, really important to the dynamic of the team in terms of not just on the pitch but the way they kind of spark into life other players?
That's another alternative that we have. Obviously, it has worked well in recent weeks, and we have other alternatives as well to make it work.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you one more about the Newcastle spending, if I may. They're obviously probably going to go for it in January. Does another new competitor like that often, can it be a good thing? Can it raise the level? You have obviously involved at Man City. Does sometimes that raise the level?
It's going to raise the level for sure, because the ambition, first of all, at the club, it will be there. And when the ambition is there, normally the club is going to make decisions to fulfill those ambitions, and then the level is going to raise. But that's the beauty of this league and what happened, bringing new players, improving even the way we sell the product in the Premier League to a much broader level. Has the consequence that we are in the best team in the best league in the world, and we have the best managers and the best players, the best facilities, and that's part of it.
Is the positive then that teams like Arsenal and even indeed yourself, you then have to respond and
absolutely, and the demands will be better, so we have to be better, and we have to find the right resources and ideas and commitment to go another step forward.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, Mikel. Good luck Saturday.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Cheers.